I like that so much because it took, I had my eyes closed, I was seeing nature scenes, you know, and that, I miss camping, you know, and that took me to,
yeah, I think all
to that place.
Especially here in California, which is 40 million people, 1,100 miles, too long. There's so many places to take a child, 3, not 2, when they can walk all on their own. 3 until about 10. Not just Yosemite or Santa Cruz, Borrego Springs. Get them a good sleeping bag, bring some nice food, fun food, trail mix will do.
Yeah.
And they just kind of don't say too much. Let them be like little absorbing juniors.
Yeah.
And just soak it in.
Yeah.
Because if you start explaining too much, then you're in charge.
That's
you want
right.
to let them know that the humans are not in charge.
Don't worry about the plant identification business. Busy them up.
Yeah, don't busy them up. Well, one of the things George Carlin, who I really enjoy, like Lenny Bruce was saying, George Carlin had, passed away recently. His last 25 performances were prefaced like this: if the humans are still here in 500 years, if we're still here.
Yeah.
Because we seem to be kind of like selectively we think that we're making species go away. Like Pogo, we found the enemy. It's us. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he was deep into it.
Oh, he was way. Well, one of the things is, home, hearth, nature, nurture, that's women. Men, here in PB, you give 10 men age 27 beer, about 2 hours later, what are you, a wuss? Come on. It's like young kids now doing skating tricks, and then finally there's a broken, all the bone guys, what do you call them?
Osteopaths?
Yeah, they love it. However, they'll try this trick until they either hurt themselves desperately or they do it once. Just like a guy who kicks his board out because he's got a leash. He doesn't like the wave. And you're behind him.
Yeah.
And he just didn't see you or...
Yeah.
I never experienced that. And I'm not into leashes much.
Yeah.
You can ask him in Hawaii, Bonsai Pipeline, Waimea Bay, Sunset Beach, Mavericks. You want to wear a leash at Bonsai Pipeline so your board can come back and kill you?
Yeah.
You don't want to go there.
It'd be suicide by spear.
By spear, yeah. Well, there's another one too, is that in 1804, when Lewis and Clark discovered Oregon, with Sacagawea's help, of course, they discovered Native Americans with dried salmon and totem poles. And at that point, Los Angeles had 126 people total. That was it. The total in Los Angeles.
Yeah, population changes everything when things get dense. And
that's why I said there's, yes, you know.
And then we get dense and numbed out, and we lose the wonder. We're dealing with elbowing people away from us.
Yes, there's Tijuana to LA to San Francisco, and then, kind of the best part, San Francisco to Oregon. I taught school in played music, real little pot. All my neighbors grew pot. I had 34 acres, and the operative word there is like you either do it yourself, because there's no Willits the local
Willits,
town.
huh?
Yeah, Willits had 3,000 people.
I got a lot of I used to write books. I got a lot of orders from that area.
Oh yeah. Well, Willits, the Sears store is a woman with a catalog. That's it. You order it. So you either have to make it yourself or do without. That's it. Boop.
Was it Willits was where Neil Young got some property, or was that another?
Well,
cool
Wavy
place?
Gravy bought in Laytonville, which is
I remember him.
Willits is the last town on a map almost in Mendocino, because next is Humboldt County, Garberville. Then Wavy Gravy, Hugh Romney's his real name, the guy who said at Woodstock, what we're thinking about is breakfast for $500,000. It did make one error. He goes, I see cocaine as the rich man's Dristan. You remember Dristan?
Yeah,
you're right, huh?
Yeah.
It's just there's more room. From San Francisco to Oregon, if you go up one, that's right along the coast, Bolinas, Fort Bragg, the town of Mendocino. There isn't anybody. If you go walking on the beach, the driftwood's this big, and there might be somebody in La Jolla, way up there walking, because there's nobody there. Because there's no stores, there's no towns.
I wish I could have both more easily. I mean, you can, but it's not as complete as what you're talking about.
Here you have to go like about 800 miles that way. Then you're talking the same situation, population-wise. And the thing that we're saying is that when you have city or even town, then you're starting to have rules. And Clint Eastwood, before he came mayor, Hog's Breath in Carmel, he wanted to build a little wrought iron patio in front for eating, and they went, no. So he became mayor. Next day, they started work on the patio, because when you're the king, you can do anything.
Well, the external rules overtake the emphasis on internal rules and conscience.
They just go like this. Because when you're in the desert, nobody cares. There's nobody there. That's why you ever heard of Edward Abbey? He's one of my favorites. He had some quirks. He was not quite a misogynist because he liked women. He married when he was 57, his wife was 22. He was a fire watcher like Gary Snyder and Kerouac for one summer in Oregon, where your whole job is just to look and see if there's smoke somewhere. And Edward Abbey's, he moved at one point about 20 miles from Tucson, and he goes, I don't like this. And his wife goes, why? Because I can see the lights way over there. Because where he was completely in the middle of nowhere to us. It'd be the equivalent of moving to Deep Borrego Springs and going. Because when there's no lights, you can see stars forever. But when there's any kind of other light, the amount of stars really gets smaller and smaller.
It's like our responsibility is to know what we are in order to know what others are.
Exactly.
And if we don't get a chance to know ourselves because we're so bombarded by others,
sensory overload,
then we're walking around only half there at best. Our full range of choices, the idea of infinite ability in each of us. People never breathe it. They live their whole lives and never touch that space.
African American folks will say, if you don't know yourself, you can't deal with other people. Don't even touch them, because you don't know what you're doing. If you know yourself, then your confidence, there's many words we could apply. It's mostly that because of self-knowledge, it's kind of the Zen thing of, say that don't go, I'm not really angry. Say you're angry, then breathe in and about 40 times, and emotions are like waves. Watch them disappear in the distance.
Yeah.
Then it's not as quite control of your emotions, but you're dealing with them in the now. Yesterday's gone, never to return. See, if you look at a photo, I think Leroy Granis, the great surf photographer. One of his books is I think he's passed away now, and it's like that, and it's all Mike Hinson's in there, Dora's in there. And there's Huntington Beach contest, 63. People are in T-shirts, but there's no logos. They're all just white T-shirts.
White T-shirts.
Bob Dylan said the same time period, the empty-handed painter in your streets is drawing crazy patterns on your sheets. What is the end result of that? It's hard to get white sheets. Now you got Britney Spears, Dino the Dinosaur, everything except white sheets.
I want to get advice from you on how you keep your head together in a town like San Diego, away from all these people, these far-out people that have flavored your life so well.
Well, the thing is that this is a very conservative town, and you and I together, and the few other people I know, are an anomaly. There's a few people like me, maybe 30 that I've met, 50, and a lot of the guys, white Anglos over 50, they're grumpy. And they don't like, name it, wrong color, wrong country, you know what I mean? Especially that way. As soon as they start going, Mexican people, blah, 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 I kind of just have to, I don't tune them out, but I go, I just let them rant.
Yeah.
Because, the reality, you're a wise man. Remember that saying, the only good Indian is...
A dead Indian?
Oh, you're pregnant? Look at this. 2 for 1. So we killed. Now, in Mexico, it's true, in Montezuma's time, they did some killing, but there was a lot of intermarriage between the Anglo people from Spain and, the native peoples of Mexico. And so this is karma. Oh, you don't like the Native Americans coming back? Well, we killed them all. I just read a book called The West, which is 1810 to 1910, west of the Mississippi. We broke, the Whiteys, us, we broke every treaty, every single treaty. Sometimes we rounded them up. The Mormons rounded up about 400, and Brigham Young said, I don't want to see, nobody. Not, they killed everybody, the whole village.
Yeah.
Babies, women, the lame, the sick, and all the warriors. And then they threw him under the bus, like they did to Colin Powell, weapons of mass destruction. You know what Saddam Hussein's weapon of mass destruction was mustard gas from 1917 from the French. That's what he got 200,000 Kurds with. Now they're worried that the Syria, that guy has, in other words, it's still, you could say, it doesn't have to be an atomic bomb. Mustard gas, ouch. Apparently, you know what I mean? You're out.
So the answer to my question is really that you read and you commune with
I have a few people that are like you. I got maybe 20 that are somewhere near my age, or they're young and they're developed. Their soul, that's the soul thing.
But
knowledge isn't wisdom. Hitler had some knowledge, but he wasn't a wise man.
But your person, having lived some of this history, rather than just being a younger person, having read about it, identified, there's a difference.
I live what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's where in the Native American culture, or even Nigeria. In Nigeria, you had to go out and kill a lion by yourself with a spear. Or scarification, or Here, I mean, the Whiteys are angry. That's real. That's like #1 hit stuff. Or even Britney Spears showing her Holy of Holies, hanging out with Paris Hilton, and then shaving her head because she's a little space.
Yeah, the role models we have, and that people buy into them, is very depressing to me. And yet, it's like you said, you just get back into your breath cycle.
Yeah.
You remember yourself, and you go, well, I do have choice, but what is my choice without partners? Because what I'm into is called chakra bridging. And if I don't have someone to partner with, I can't do the dance. It takes at least 2. It can be more than 2, but it can't be less. And when I tell people, they just go, they're so used to the solo act, the Western individualism, entrepreneur mentality, that their ears closed and they just say, well, just go out and, teach or write your books. And I go, but it's walking the talk. It's being the model that gets the healing paradigm underway. It's not just writing a book so people go, oh, now I know that now, next book. That's what happened to me with the books I wrote, is I think people just consumed them. Then they went, well, like, in a dilettante way, now I know a little bit about that. What's next?
Yeah.
When they really should have go, what's next is to really get into that, get totally immersed so you have full spectrum awareness going for you instead of operating out of the bottom guitar strings, the whole time.
Well,
you live.
America, not just lower chakras, and I like sex. What the idea is that we're, like Carl Jung said, we're really into duality. We really, it's either this or that, Republican or Democrat, we don't.
Polarities?
Yeah, we're really into polarities. And the TV shows, a reality TV show actually has to have an antagonist and a protagonist and somebody goofy, and that Seinfeld will do. And I'm not Jewish and from New York, so he's all right. I mean, he's that whole having to manufacture characters. They become bigger than, if you just did regular, Henson. I mean, I've heard about him. He did things to excess. Yeah. So, and I mean, reality, I'm positive that some cultures look at our culture, Buddhist folk maybe, the reality TV, what? We're all doing it.
It's contrived reality.
Yeah, it's contrived reality.
Okay, I'm going. Now, wasn't that special?